Welcome to The Play is the Thing with your host, Judy Sleed. Today's guests, Rob Banis, personal trainer, East End Physical Therapy, and Denise Cavaliero, physical therapist assistant, East End Physical Therapy. And now, here's my mom, Judy Sleed.
Thank you, darling. Nobody could have said it better. And welcome to my show. I have wonderful playmates today. Denise and Rob. Robbie? Rob.
Rob.
Bobby.
Robert, Robbie,
Yes.
Rob.
And they really are my personal therapist because I was in big trouble a few weeks ago, and I went to these wonderful people, and they really did a good job on me.
Thank you.
And what I'm saying, well, I would like you to tell me about what you do as a physical therapist. Let's start with the gentleman.
Well, basically, we treat pre-op patients, post-op patients, people with any different amounts of different types of injuries, rehabilitation, gait training, just to get people back to their normal way of life.
Okay, and like what do you make them do?
Different types of exercises, different functional exercises. Generally, if a tennis player is injured, we try to get them back to play tennis. Sport-specific, just daily life-specific exercises. It just really depends on the patient.
Right, and Denise, I know you worked very well on me, on my shoulder and on my hand, and you did something miraculous that just got me to the point when I was able to lift my arm and it didn't hurt anymore. So could you just give us a secret what you did?
I think the secret lies between the relationship that we have. So if you come in for therapy because you want to improve your daily activities, then it's important to have a good working relationship. And I think at our facility, that's what we strive for, having a good relationship with our patients. So this way we can teach you how to take care of yourself so you can do the things you love.
Yeah, but you worked on my shoulder here a lot.
I did.
I mean, is that...
Do you want specifics?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically for you, if it's okay that I share, I just went in and tried to loosen up your muscles, open up the joint space in your shoulder to help circulation, and then did some range of motion, some stretching to your shoulder, and then tried to educate you on how you can strengthen yourself so you can do the things you like to do.
Well, it really worked. It really worked.
Phew!
Thank God.
Yes, and Bobby. Is that what they call you, Bobby? I'm sorry.
Bobby, Robbie.
Bobby, Robbie.
I answered a lot.
Hey, you.
Hey, you.
You even, when you put me near the wall, that was not a punishment, was it?
That was time out.
Yeah.
You're misbehaving.
That was...
Yeah, I generally, what I usually do is therapists will take you through, do the manual stuff, and we come up with a plan, and I'll bring the patients through different exercises, like different exercises.
Depending on what you're there for.
Depending on what you're there for. So I see pretty much everybody because I'm not with one person. I make sure everybody's...
I know, you go around and then you put me on that bicycle where I could, you said, okay, you do go forward, you go backwards 30 and have all those bells ringing all the time.
I'm hearing bells all the time. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a lot of fun, actually. It's a lot of fun, and it's fun to see everybody, work with everybody, and build a relationship with everybody.
And then when I first used to go, you used to put me on that hot towel.
Yes, generally, most of the time.
It felt so good. And then later on, I requested it, and you said to me, you don't need it anymore. You want to use your own energy.
That's right. You graduated.
That's right. That's a
It's
good thing.
It's a
That's a
progression
good
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually sometimes we put a lot of moist heat on people, and the moist heat absorbs through the tissue, loosens up the muscles, so the therapist can get a deeper tissue massage and range a little bit easier, and it does feel good.
And before I leave, then you put something cold
Right,
to freeze everything in.
right, right.
Yeah.
You did.
That doesn't really even do anything for you. That's our fun.
Yeah.
that
No,
you-
I'm just kidding. We enjoy that. No, it actually
You
helps.
just want to make sure that everything you did stays that way. so
Correct.
Freeze
Yeah.
it.
Right, right.
And then you have all these gadgets, this rubber thing that you
The
pull.
TheraBand.
TheraBand.
You pull like this, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all good. I could even feel it now. I'm making believe I'm pulling it.
You can see that you're doing it at home still.
Yeah. You're
Yes,
still looking
yes.
good there.
Yeah, it's great. Well, Robbie,
Yes.
how did you happen to go to this East End physical therapy?
Well, actually, I think in '88, my father started it. He started the East End Physical Therapy out here, and it was a small little office off Gingerbread Lane. And he was there for 6 years, I think, and that's when we moved into Panago Place. And I went to high school out here, and so I started working with my father in the office on weekends and anytime that I could. And then went off to school, and during my summer vacations, I worked with him. And then when I graduated, I started full-time, and I've been there for about 15, 16 years now.
Did you practice on your schoolmates?
Negative.
Negative. You didn't.
No, but yeah, it's my father passed away about 6 years ago, and we sold the business, and the business kept pretty much everybody that was staffed because it was a good business. It still is a good business, and why fix what isn't broken, you know? So
Oh, so
it's pretty
you
much
sold it, but you still do the same thing.
correct. Correct.
So you are salaried now instead of taking it.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Right. So as you were talking, that you are from East Hampton.
Well, originally from Ohio, moved out to Montauk.
Wow.
Yep.
From
I was
Ohio.
born in Ohio, and moved out to Montauk when I was in 5th grade, I believe.
How did that happen?
Well, my parents were originally from out here, and they went off to college, went to grad school. They always had a plan to come back. Well, 4 kids later, 12 years later, they finally
12
moved back.
kids later?
No, 4 kids later, 12 years later.
Woo! That's a lot of kids.
4 kids later,
Yeah.
12 years, and my father moved back here, started it by himself, and it just grew and grew and grew, and that's what
Wow.
what you've seen is what it's become today. It's very
That's-
successful.
I
and,
like what I see.
and
Yeah.
it's a great business. Yes.
And Denise, where are you from?
I'm originally from Patchogue, Medford, which is right in the middle of Long Island, so it's not too far away.
Patchogue? Mm-hmm. Oh, you said Patchogue, Medford.
Patchogue,
Yeah.
Medford, yeah.
And
then
you live there now?
No, I live in Sag Harbor now. So I've been there since 1996.
How did you get to Sag Harbor?
I thought it would be a great place to raise my children. And it turned
Just
out I
like
was
that.
right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So from Patchogue, you decided you didn't like it. You and your husband decided that you go to Sag Harbor.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, I like Sag Harbor.
Me
It's
too. It's
nice
a great little town.
Yeah. So the commute is not bad.
No, it's like 10
How did
minutes.
you become a therapist?
Well, actually, it's something that I did before I had my kids, but I did it as an assistant in a chiropractor's office. So I didn't have the education at the time, because back then you didn't really need the education to do what I was doing. And then after I had my kids, I knew that if I was going to go into the workforce, that I would do something that I loved. And I went back to school. And first I actually was an aide in our Sag Harbor office. And then I went back to school, and I was lucky to be hired again. So
How long is the schooling for this?
It's, for what I do, an assistant, it's 2 years and then like a year prerequisites.
Wow, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So, do you practice on people?
Yeah, all the patients that come in are practicing now. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
No,
I
in
think,
school. I'm just
Yeah.
curious because I went to electrolysis school and we used to practice on each other instead of people.
I mean, usually my friends, I can't get through a conversation with my friends without hearing about, their shoulder or their back or their
yes.
foot, but it's good.
Right. So, how many people do you have
In the office, like staffed?
the staff? Yeah.
Generally, we have two in the office, Gail and Diana. And in the back, now that it's summertime, which is the busier time, we have four therapists generally. Julian's a PTA. Chris is a physical therapist. He's the lead physical therapist. And we have a person, Paul Neal, who comes in on Mondays. And Leah, who's coming in, fills in
Wednesday, Friday.
Wednesday, Fridays. So, and then we have Whitney, who's also an aide, and helps
I
around,
forgot
helps
to
me.
count.
So that's, let's see, four,
That's a lot.
6, 8, about 8.
About eight
8.
people, and they're not all full-time.
Not all of them, no.
There's only like 2 or 3 that aren't full-time,
Right.
but we have a general staff that's there every single day.
Yeah, generally Gail, myself, Denise, and Chris and Julian are there full-time.
And Whitney.
And Whitney,
Yeah, I
excuse me,
forget that tall blonde.
That's
Yes.
Whitney.
That's
Whitney.
That's my Wiggies.
She's there all the time.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, she's very sweet.
She is. She is. She is.
And now that you don't own it, you work there, are you like the manager there and you take care of everything?
No, I think we all just work together. I mean, there's Gail pretty much runs the office and keeps us in line, basically. Gail, I'd say, would be the manager. She has to spank us every once in a while and say, listen, you
Yes.
get back to work. But
Yeah.
we all really just kind of work together, and we have a great group, a great core that
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
We really
not
complement
that
each
way.
other.
You'll never really know who's, I mean, as job responsibility-wise, you'll know who the DPT is, who the PTA is, who the aides are, who the office is. But if you see us and how we interact, you'll see that we work very well together.
You do?
Yeah.
Yes, it's very harmonious. Yes. I like that. It's very comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, that's important too, because if you're not comfortable, I mean, generally people don't want to be there because they're injured now.
Yeah.
So we try to make it as pleasurable and as fun in a professional manner. And we have a lot of returning people,
Yeah.
and that's
That's
good.
what's going to be my next question. You have a lot of returning people.
Yes.
Because they have different injuries,
Yeah.
not for the same thing.
Not for the same thing, but it's,
Right.
yes, because they like it. They like the way you treat them. So if something else happens to them, they come back.
Correct.
Yes. And as we were talking before, you don't have to mention names, but do you get some famous people there?
We get a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Famous,
Yeah.
infamous.
Infamous.
I think
We've had infants up to 90-year-olds. I mean,
You have infants also. Oh, that's very interesting. Very, very interesting. How old, like infants?
a couple of months old, like if they're unable to raise their head up, maybe they may need some help with that. So
Oh,
Yeah.
that is very. I
they have
never
little
thought of
muscles
that.
too that need to be strengthened, right?
They just need
Yeah.
a little
Little help,
push, little
yeah.
guidance.
And you mentioned something about the chiropractor, didn't you? You mentioned the chiropractor. How is it different from the chiropractor for what you do? Because I used to go to a chiropractor also. I know they,
Yeah, they do. They get in
Correct.
there and they adjust your spine and they put it in alignment, which is great.
They only work on the spine, the chiropractor.
You know, it's really hard to generalize. Some chiropractors actually branch out and actually end up doing some physical therapy, personal trainer work, and physical therapists share in what they do, but we also get in there and do a little palpation of the spine and make sure everything is in alignment. So we kind of work together, just in a different way.
And do you always need a prescription from a doctor when somebody comes to you?
Well, that's tough, because the laws are always changing. I think recently they said you allow 10 visits without a prescription, but you need to get one. So I don't really know too much about that part.
That's a
You'll have to
great
have Gail
question
on.
for Gail. That's a good front desk question.
A good friend, I have
absolutely.
to ask her to come and tell me that.
She would love to. Yeah, generally you'd want a prescription.
Because I have so many aches and pains. I mean, this was a specific thing because I had a minor stroke, so that, you know, was a very minor adjustment. But all in all, I have a constant pain in my neck and my back. So I used to go to a chiropractor, but I get tired of going for treatment all the time.
Of course.
Right.
You know, you can still come to us for that. You just go to the doctor and explain to them that your neck and your back are hurting, and then they'll give you a script for PT, and then we would work on those issues.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So I could just come to you all the time.
All the time.
So we could have
We could
fun,
move in.
because continue to have fun all the time.
That's right.
And, but a big key, though, is that you need to do a home exercise program.
Home
That's
exercise,
important. So as
yes.
much as we love to see you, we
Yes.
also like to see you go off into your own home
Right.
exercise
There's only
program.
so much that we could do
Right.
throughout the week. It's very important for
So
the person to do their
then,
own stuff at home.
When a patient leaves or before, so you give them specific instructions what to do. And how can you tell when a person did the homework?
Oh,
Can you tell when they come back?
sometimes you can, yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
Do you,
Absolutely. Like, I'll give you an example.
Yes.
If somebody's working on balance, you need to work on balance every single day. So if I ask you to go home and do single leg standing, and you do that, the next time you come in, you'll be able to single leg stand longer than what you were before. But if you don't practice and you come in again, and I ask you to do it, you probably won't be able to do it longer than you were the first time.
So then
So
what
it's
do you
really-
do?
So then I say,
You
have you been doing,
reprimand-
have you been doing your
You've
home
been in the corner,
exercises?
remember?
I think you
make-
haven't been doing your home exercises.
Then they go to the wall.
That's right.
Exactly. And then we make it a little bit more
Put
challenging.
some ice on her.
It is very interesting. I mean, it is wonderful what you do there. There's a different kind of exercises. People don't even realize how good it is for the body to
Right.
do all that.
Right.
The lifts you have, like this kind of lift.
Well, there's just so
pulleys.
much more research that's been done with exercise and therapy and posture and that posture. That
And the, and the equipment you have, do you get new equipment all the time, or is
Well-
it you have the same?
You know, if you want somebody to go home and do home exercises, the reality is they're probably not going to have that kind of equipment at their home. So we probably want to get you to be able to do things that you can do at home. So the equipment that we have is a great starter, but then eventually you're going to want to do exercises that you have available to you at home.
And do you go to like refresher courses through the years?
continuing ed classes, yes.
Yes. How often does that happen?
Well, I think as a PTA, it's required, I believe, right? Or as a physical therapist? I'm not sure.
But
No?
no, it is required.
okay.
You have to take like 36 credits in 3 years, but most often we want to go to those continuing ed courses because there's so much new material coming out and you want to learn it so you can give the patient the best thing.
Yeah,
So
it is important,
yeah.
so you keep up with that. That's great.
Right.
And how do you get your patients?
Word of mouth.
referrals.
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth, yeah.
Do you ever put an ad in the paper?
We, we had an ad in the Yellow Pages years ago. I don't know if that's working out as well. I don't think people read
There's
that
no
anymore.
Facebook.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, the time's changing now. It's we have, I think, a Facebook page. We have a web page, I believe, and just mostly it's word of mouth.
It is. Yeah.
So you want the person that you're working on happy to tell the next person because it's infectious.
And does one have to make an appointment?
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
you have to like figure how much time do you give for one patient?
They're usually, yeah.
Right. Generally, it's about 45 minutes to an hour. And we have to. It helps when they schedule. That way we can figure out, all right, this person's got this long, and then this person has this long. We don't want to jam it in there because then everybody won't get the equal amount of care.
Right.
We want to make sure everybody's looked after, doing things correctly. So we do like to have it scheduled.
And what time do you open?
Oh, so here are our hours. Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we're there from 8 until 5.
Wow, 8 o'clock. You get up that early. Wow.
And then Tuesday and Friday, we're there 7. Yeah, 7 till about 3. 2 is our last appointment, right?
And on weekends you're closed?
Closed, yeah.
And how many patients can you handle a day?
Usually we try to do, 20 per person, generally?
Yeah,
20?
You try and like fill up the schedule, and then, because sometimes people have to cancel for certain things, but
Yes,
on
yeah.
average, it's probably
15 to 20, 50,
yeah.
yeah, some.
And what I experienced, I've seen that I liked, that somebody came in and she thought she had an appointment, and the gal said, no, you didn't. But since she was there, she allowed her to come in.
Yeah.
That was very nice.
Well, that's the other thing. We
Yeah.
try not to, we try
Yeah.
to take everybody, if we
Yeah,
can.
that's
We
very
really
nice.
try to work with the people and try to work everybody in. We have to run around a little bit more,
Of
but
course, but
it's okay.
of course, you warn all the patients, don't come at lunchtime.
We have a door we close and lock.
which is very important to us too, by the way, lunch.
Oh, yes.
Very, very important.
Let's talk about that. We enjoy food.
Oh, you know what, I do too. It shows here. Do you bring your own? Or you go out? Is there any place to go out there?
Yeah, actually, the office is near Luigi's, Goldberg's, Smoking Wolf.
Oh, that's right, it's
Yeah.
right at Goldberg's.
Yeah, those
it
delis right
is
there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're
it can
pretty
get
good.
expensive.
Yeah.
So try to
you-
pack a lunch, save a
Oh,
couple
yes,
bucks.
because the bagels it's delicious, but it's expensive.
Yeah, every day it can add up.
Yeah, you can't. You would spend your whole salary.
Yeah, we do.
You do.
We do frequent.
Right.
Do patients sometimes bring you lunch? Do you ask them to
Yes.
bring you?
Actually,
Yes.
yeah, there
Do you
are.
order, like you say, you tell them what you like?
No,
No, it's sometimes they just come in with food. It's a very nice gesture and very appreciated. So,
Oh, but how do they know if you like it?
We're
We
always
like
talking
everything.
about food, so they generally get a good idea that we like
Yeah.
anything.
food's a big topic in the room. You know, you're working out, you get hungry.
That's right.
Yeah, and sometimes, when you were, especially when you're working on me a lot, I was wondering if it hurt you in any way, if you get tired.
Well, what happens is in school and through the course of your career, you learn proper body mechanics and how you want to use your body to use less energy, and so this way it's not tiring on you. So when focused on my body mechanics, it doesn't hurt me at all. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm tired, I'm standing on my feet, but
Yeah.
no, it's pretty good. And plus I work there, so if anything hurts, I just put ice on, heat, exercise.
Because I know for myself, I'm not a therapist, but I know when I do something, one side and the other side starts to hurt, and that side, that side. So, like you do this special massages, anybody else? You don't do that.
I don't do
type
the
of thing.
massages. No, I generally just take everybody through their exercises, make sure they're doing them correctly,
You
make
just-
sure they're not waiting for their next exercise, be on top of it. And they do the hands-on stuff, and I just take them
Yeah.
through their exercises.
Right.
I bully them.
He takes out the whip.
I crack the whip.
So who else does the same type of job as what you do?
Okay, so Chris, he's the DPT. He's the one that does the evaluations.
Chris never worked on me.
Okay. Well, we have a couple of others. We have Leah and Paul
yeah.
Neal.
Yeah.
We also have Peter Spagnoli,
The owner.
the owner. He might have been the one to evaluate you, actually.
Oh, never met the owner.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe I did, I just didn't know who
Maybe.
he
Well,
was.
you know, when you're in a lot of pain sometimes, you're not
Yeah.
really focused on who's
Yeah.
in front of you. You just want to get out of
Yeah.
your pain. So we
Right.
also have Julian, who's like
Julian,
myself.
I know. He is the one who started, and he went on vacation like right after that.
Okay.
Kid's always
I
on
guess I was
vacation.
too much for him. What?
He's always on vacation.
Yeah.
No, he's a hard worker.
Yeah,
Julian's a
he
great
is.
kid. Great
Yeah,
guy.
Yeah, I
Great guy.
remember he's a loud voice, and he was very, he explained everything very black and white. And like he said, I was there the first time. I said, oh, are you going to be here the next time I come? He said, yes. He said, but of course he was not. He went on vacation. But he left me in good hands.
Well, thank God. That's a good thing.
Yes, so, and you have cards, you give out, you know, your patients, like I have cards, I took cards and I give them out because I think you are terrific.
Oh,
So
thank you.
I tell them to come to you, I'm giving you. Is there did you ever turn somebody away because you were so busy you couldn't handle it?
No, Gail would never allow
Yeah.
that.
Not happening.
No.
No. Door's always
Well,
open.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you for coming. I mean, it was very delightful. You're a delightful guest, both of you.
We have a gift for you.
You have a gift for
We
me.
do. We have a
I
gift
was
for you.
wondering.
It's a beautiful T-shirt,
Oh,
that
it says
says,
life,
"Life
is
is great."
great. Oh, wonderful.
and then it says, "Physical therapy makes it better."
Oh, I'm going to put that on. As soon as I
So-
take this off, I'm going to put that on.
And I know you can because your shoulder can move now.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're
You're
very
welcome.
And I want to thank Lupita for doing my hair.
Looks beautiful.
And
He did mine.
yes, I love your hair, too. Yes.
Thank you very much.
And yours. And I want to thank all my underwriters. And I'm looking for new underwriters. So if anybody wants to pay for this show, much appreciated. And you can watch my show on YouTube. And I'm here 5 days. I'm not here 5 days a week. Shown.
Together